All right. So today we've got no warm up. We're doing a presentation on research and development. What's due are your baseball cards are going to be due next class, which is Tuesday. Vocabulary quiz for the research and development is also going to be due on Tuesday. Something I've been doing the interim grades, it's a lot of people are missing assignments. These quizzes may seem that they are very simple and straightforward because I'm giving you the terms and the terms are embedded in the title, and sometimes people still don't get them right. These are a critical part of your grade. They are 10 points in the 90-point category. Take them seriously. Just all you have to do is, if you can't think up what this is, look on the internet for the definitions. Go back to the presentation. I know my friend Schnell likes to quote me back to me and cite me. So that is perfectly fine. I want you to understand these terms. The vocabulary quizzes are to get you to get it. Somebody's asking me, how is high school not difficult for me? High school was plenty difficult. For me though, in 10th grade, I passed out of French 3 into French 4 and didn't have a language requirement. So all of a sudden I got to have an elective. I'd never had an elective before in my life, and I tried to explain that that's not how school works. You tell me what to do and I figure out how I can do as little as possible and still get by. And they said, no, you need to pick an elective. And the question of what did I want to learn really meant a lot to me. It was like an epiphany. What did I want to learn? And I realized that this education is only really going to help me. Up until that point, I thought that it was something for my parents, that my parents want me to do well. My parents want me to, created this program. So know that your education is only going to help you be a better person out in the world. So try and pay attention, try and engage. It's only going to make you a better person. Don't worry. So here we go. So one of the things that I'm trying to say is that we are going to be a little stricter in the next half quarter on when we can turn in assignments. If there may possibly be deadlines, I doubt it. I'm going to do everything I can to accommodate you, to get you up to speed, to get your old assignments in place, because I want everyone to be doing well in this course. There is no reason you should not be able to do well. We are not asking anything terribly complex. So just know that come next week, we're going to all talk and figure out what's going to make sense for us. All right. So today's goal is you will be determining the difference between research and development and the impact they have on companies. There's Nestor. Executing a quiz based on the vocabulary terms, research and development. Remember, our terms are in the quiz itself. So what you need to do is you're going to need to define research and development within this context of research and development. All right, let's get to it. Oh, actually, first question for everyone. That was interesting. Does anyone have any questions on the card, problems, things they want to talk about? Does it make sense to everyone? As I'm going through the grades, as far as I can tell, I have 24 of my technology through the ages presentations. I have 70+ students. That means that 2/3 of you have not turned in a presentation yet. It's 20 points. It's going to kill your grade. So when the midterms go out, there is probably going to be a lot of bad news going home to parents. Do not fear. We can resolve this. We can get these things in. We can get up to speed. We have not come too far. So don't worry, I'm going to support you, but we need to get really working in this course and making a commitment to get our assignments in on time. So that's enough of me lecturing. What I want is to be able to support you and have everyone succeed. And doing these interims, it's been the first time I've really gone through all the grades. So let's see where we are next week, and we will put our best foot forward. Research and development. Sec, just make sure where I am. Perfect. Research and development. Companies often spend resources on certain investigative undertakings in an effort to make discoveries that can help develop new products or a way of doing things or work towards enhancing pre-existing products or experiences. So remember this, I'm not asking you today to tell me what research and development is. Research and development is a thing in and of itself. We are going to break it down into research and development today, but know that we are going to be putting them together as research and development. It's always put together like this. This is a corporate or governmental function. It's helping them create what the future customer is going to want. So R&D, research and development, or R&D, is an important means of achieving future growth and maintaining a relevant product in the market. So that is what research and development is about. It is an important means for achieving future growth and maintaining a relevant product in the market. If General Electric was still making the vintage icebox, how do you think their sales would be? Somebody can unmute or put it in the chat. What would happen if GE was still selling the vintage icebox and not selling a modern?
They wouldn't get that many.
They wouldn't get that many customers.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's exactly what they're doing. So the problem is for companies, while that vintage icebox was selling like gangbusters in the 50s, they needed to be thinking about what 1960 would bring. The 50s to the 60s was a big period of innovation. I would guess this electric refrigerator is still probably 50s era, but it's getting towards the 60s. So GE has to look forward, and they created, that first one was an electric refrigerator. Notice they make that definition between a refrigerator and an icebox. An icebox has a big chunk of ice in it. A refrigerator uses a refrigerant, typically ammonia gas, that can be compressed into liquid as the way that it cools. GE or LG or Samsung has developed the beautiful French door with ice and liquids, double freezer compartment refrigerator as the be all and end all, and what the customer of 2023 is going to want. Companies are always trying to look forward. How can you be relevant? So that question is, R&D is an important means for achieving future growth and maintaining a relevant product in the market. If GE was selling that icebox or trying to sell that icebox, it is not a relevant product for normal people in the US. If you live on a little island in Maine, where I have actually been, having an icebox can be a big help because the power goes out sometimes and you need that old school technology. Okay, R&D, also known in Europe as research and technological development, RTD, in addition to R&D, can be defined as the investigative activities a business conducts to improve existing products and procedures or to lead to the development of new products and procedures. So what is the foundation of R&D? What is the first thing they have to do in their process? And this isn't necessarily intuitive. What is the first thing that you need your R&D team to have? Somebody make a guess. You can put it in the chat.
Facts, I guess.
What's that?
Facts, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just can't hear you.
Information? Or like
Information. Information is good, but what they need is imagination. These guys are developing something that's never been seen. Oh, hang on. Now, this is a crazy question. How does that end up disappearing? So this was something I heard from a great engineer, that engineering is all about imagination. R&D is all about imagination. I had never heard that before. I thought engineering was about, you know, drudgery and slide rules and pocket protectors. It's all about imagination. If they don't have imagination, they can't produce new and innovative products. So R&D is activities in connection with corporate or government innovation. It typically happens in large corporations. Just checking my time. R&D constitutes the first stage of development of a potential new service or product. So when we're looking at the design loop or the technological problem solving, where is this coming in the loop? Where does R&D come? Somebody be brave. You know what the right answer is. It's saying it right in that second part. R&D constitutes, hello? Come on, somebody sing.
Development, but
It's the first stage. This is the brainstorming part. This is the coming up with new ideas and concepts. R&D is the first stage of development of a new potential service. This is the brainstorming part, where you're coming up with the idea, then everybody selects what's the best idea that they've had. So let me go through these. Research involves creativity, imagination, number one on the list. Study and innovation. You need to know your product. You need to know how to create innovations. Feasibility studies. Is this possible? Is what we want to do possible with modern equipment? Specifications. What is needed to create this product? What is it going to look like? Requirements definition. What is required to build this product? I have a PMP certification. I am a project management professional. That means that I can run big projects. Keeping track of all these different pieces is very difficult. The requirements, that's what a project manager does. They make sure the trains run on time and that one research flows into development, flows into industrialization. Development, separate from research, is about designing the product that you have created the specs for, modeling the product that you have created the specs for, simulating the product that you have created the specs for, validating, making sure that it actually works and fulfills the need that this whole thing was based on, prototyping, creating a physical model of the product to test, integration, making sure that quality control, testing, all the different elements of development are being integrated into the product. And finally, qualification. Qualification is usually when the product is presented to the client and making sure that it meets all the needs that they specified when they hired you to create said product. Okay, so now we've done the research, we've developed the idea of how we're going to do this. We need to do it. We need to scale it up for distribution to the masses. That is industrialization. You need to purchase everything that's going to be required to build that product. You need to create a production line or some facility where you are creating this product. Logistics. Raw materials have to come in. Things need to be built. Programs need to be made. Those all need to be scheduled so that they join up as cleanly as possible. Every down day costs you money. Sorry, there's got a rogue out in the outer room. So in industrialization, you are building everything needed to create that product that research and development has developed. Does that all make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So perfect. Thank you for the positive reassurance. There are different types of models to show research and development and the industrial production scale. This is all very similar to what we call the engineering design loop. Very similar to what we've gone over as technological problem solving. Something that people were missing in their definitions of technological problem solving is it doesn't have to solve technological problems. Technological problem solving is a methodology of solving problems. It is this idea of a design loop. It's coming up with an idea, brainstorming, picking the idea that makes the most sense, trying to develop that idea, creating a prototype, testing the prototype, quality control, presenting the prototype. Does it work? Does it do everything we wanted? If it does, you're done. But typically it doesn't. So then you go back into your loop and refine until you have a final product. So a circular model starts with synthesize and theorize. Bring together what you need to create the product and imagine. Explore, hypothesize, and clarify. You're creating what's the best idea. Then you have a cycle of research and development to develop that idea. Design, develop, and test. Don't forget the testing and quality control. Implement, study efficacy, and improve. Whatever improvements you can think up, go back into the cycle. What do you need to improve? You're going to synthesize and theorize about that. This is a linear model. It ends at launch. So foster ideas, focus ideas, develop ideas. Prototypes are made, trials are made, quality control, regulatory, marketing, and product development activities. Establish your product to go to market, and then you launch. We'll see a little later something that's going to be interesting about these. I am not going to go into these three because we're short on time. You can look at them. They're the idea of circular models. You get an idea, you come up with the specifications, you proof the concept, you create the final specs for the product, you develop the product, you implement the product. That's the marketing, tooling up, and then you do industrialization. Okay, circular models. These models are circular and have repeating steps. At some point, the activities or findings exit the pattern. See this? So like I said, if we develop a car, if we're trying to build a car, and as far as we can tell, our car is perfect when we test it and do the road, we're done, right? We can stop our cycle. But think about a car. It's got at least 1,000 different pieces in it. Is everything going to be working right? No. So the things that are right stop getting worked on. The things that are wrong go back into the cycle to get refined, fixed, and reiterated. This idea of iterations, of that you're doing little loops of activity, this is what Agile is all about. Agile is really a methodology for computer programming in particular. It's the idea that you're doing little pieces very rapidly, rapid iteration. It's failing or succeeding, and you are able to move on. The corollary to Agile is waterfall. Waterfall is one step, follows the next step, follows the next step in a very linear, progression. Agile has the ability to pop out and do whatever needs to be done. So at some point, the activities or findings exit the pattern. It always depends on funding, political elections, economic conditions, and corporate priorities. So right now, we're in a pandemic. That is economic conditions. We're in a political election, and corporations have their own priorities. So those all influence how products are brought to market. Okay, these are linear models. Again, they end with the launch of a product. I can't imagine, though, that you're going to have a product that you're not going to want to innovate. So most things are circular. okay? So this starts with identify requirements and ends with manufacture. Concept development, manufacture. Foster ideas, and you finally launch the product. Exploration, screening, and visualization, and finally, manufacturing, marketing, and distribution. Something to know about linear models. These models are in a straight line and have steps that continue either going forward or backward. A linear model does not mean everything only goes in one direction. You can see here that there are little feedback loops within each piece of this. They are always dependent on funding. Political elections, economic conditions, and corporate priorities can change very quickly. So this is the idea that before you move on to the next step in a process, you might be doing some iterations of this cycle. Then you move on, but it comes back. Okay. So yeah, R&D is pushing it forwards, and monitoring and maintenance is pushing it backwards. This is refining, this is developing product, this is refining product. All right, the circular model was used for New Year car models, 2017 Chevy Cruze, 2018 Chevy Cruze, next generation Apple phones, antibiotics research, television programming, harvesting fruits and vegetables. The linear model was cruise control, anti-lock brakes, airbags, personal communications devices, cure for Alzheimer's. Didn't know there was a cure for Alzheimer's. YouTube creators and followers, engineering and genetically modified foods. Okay, we are getting very short on time, so I was gonna ask, why do we think that the circular model seems to be used for bigger items and the linear model is being used for more smaller unitized items? I would say it is because of the complexity. When you've got very complex systems, you need those iterations of refining and refining and refining, where ideally with a smaller product, you could create a product and launch it and have that be a viable product. Understanding similar terminology. There are a number of terms that are often used interchangeably. Though there is often overlap in all of these processes, there still remains a considerable difference in the way that they represent. This is why it is important to understand these differences. R is for research. There are three types of research, or types of R&D. There's basic research, there is applied research, and there is development. Basic research, when research aims to understand a subject matter more completely and build on the body of knowledge relating to it, then it falls in the basic research category. This research does not have much practical or commercial application. The findings of such research may often be of potential interest to a company. This is things like studying diabetes to learn about how to treat diabetics. The study of the disease diabetes is getting all that basic information you need to then work from. Let's keep going. But that basic information may not be leading to a product. That basic information enhances your ability to understand how diabetes works, and then through your own brain power, innovate a product or invent a product. B, applied research. Applied research has more specific and directed objectives. This type of research aims to determine methods to address a specific customer, industry, a specific customer or industry need or requirement. These investigations are all focused on specific commercial objectives regarding products or processes. Applied research is aimed at a single thing and trying to turn that into a product or process. General research is not focused on a particular product or particular process. That is the difference. Development. Development is when findings of research are utilized for the production of specific products, including materials, systems, and methods. Design and development of prototypes and processes are also a part of this area. So this is the development part of research. Research and development, they go together. A vital differentiation at this point is between development and engineering or manufacturing. Development is not engineering or manufacturing. Development is research that generates vital knowledge and designs for production and converts these into prototypes. Engineering is utilization of these plans and research to produce commercial products. Let me go over that once more. Research is the initial discovery. They are trying to find an invention, a new product to bring to market, or an innovation of an old product. Development looks at the ideas that research has brought forward and creates the path to producing this product, but they do not produce the product. They create a prototype of the product, an example of it. They test the product. They make sure how the production line is going to work. What do they need? What is needed to create this product? Then it is up to the engineers to create that production line and actually assemble the product to the specs and deliver it. Okay, we're about to run out of time and we're getting to development. The D of R&D. The creation of a new body of knowledge about existing products or processes, or the creation of an entirely new product is called R&D. All right. This is systematic creative work, and the resulting new knowledge is then used to formulate new materials or entire new products, as well as to alter and improve existing ones. So this is R&D together. Systematic creative work, resulting in new knowledge that is then used to formulate new materials or entire new products or processes, as well as alter and improve existing ones. Innovation. Innovation includes either of two events or a combination of both of them. These are either the exploitation of a new market opportunity or the development and subsequent marketing of a technical invention. A technical invention with no demand will not be an innovation. It will just sit there. It won't be innovative. Okay, new product development. This is a management or business term, and there is some change in the appearance, materials, or marketing of a product, but no new invention. That's just product development. It is basically the conversion of a market need or opportunity into a new product or product upgrade. Now that's funny since they're saying it does not involve a new product or new invention. All right, I've got to let you go. When an idea is, I think we're good. You can look at the end of this if you want. Remember, R&D engineer, someone who does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. Also see wizard or magician. Has anyone wanted to be a wizard or a magician? Think about going into R&D. That's it for today. So you're going to need to do your quiz in addition to your project for next class. The quiz shouldn't take you too long. Make sure to do the quizzes. The quizzes are a big part of your grade. And remember, the terms are right in the assignment, research and development. Okay, everyone can go. Have a
Mr.
great
Swift?
weekend.
The quizzes aren't there.
What
Mr.
grades aren't
Swift?
there?
I'm looking at the quiz right now.
Yeah.
And it says the due date was September 30th. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll fix
Yeah.
that. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
It's because I pulled it in from another project
sir.
last minute.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's not.
No, exactly. If it's not something, it's something else.
When's it actually due?
Next Tuesday, next class.
Thank you.
So it should be the 6th.
Thank you. Sorry about being late. I went to the wrong.
Bye.
Oh, don't worry. It's all good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was also late because I misread the schedule and I thought class actually started at 10:50 because I didn't know lunch was that short.
I hear you.
Bye.
You're preaching to the choir. Goodbye.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
good.
Thank
You bet. Okay, now it's all set for the quiz.
Okay. Have a good weekend and thank you.
I will try.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Jeremiah, can I help you? Nope. Everyone's gone. Natalia? Can I help you, Natalia? Okay, au revoir.